Most people think clothes are just clothes. But for me, this jacket right here, it changed my life completely. It helped me see myself differently. And also, it gave me the courage to quit my job. And it made me escape a place where I didn't belong in life. Let me explain. Let's think about this logically. Every single job in the world, what do they do when you start? They give you uniforms. And ask yourself, why do you think they give you uniforms? Well, when you think about it on the surface level, uniforms make it easier to recognize who is working there. But on a deep psychological level, the clothes you wear every day create your self-image. So when you wake up in the morning, and for example, you work as a bus driver, and every single time you wake up, you put on those clothes and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're programming your self-image. You're programming your mind that this is who you are. You're telling yourself each and every single day you look at yourself in that mirror that you are no more than a bus driver, or you are no more than a cashier, or you are no more than just an employee at a company. Most people don't think about this, but we have to start looking at things far deeper than what is on the surface. We have to start looking at what lies underneath every single thing in this society. So I used to work as a preschool substitute teacher. I used to work with kids from the ages of 1 to 5. And one thing I noticed was that every single person was wearing the uniforms, or they were wearing their uniforms or the work clothes. But I made a decision, guys. I made a decision. Somewhere in October, I told myself, I'm never going to work dressed casually. I started putting on this jacket every single day to work. I have this jacket in different colors. I have it in black and silver. I have it in red and gold. I even have it in white and gold. Imagine going to work looking like this. You know there are going to be a few people at workplace thinking, who does he think he is? And you know, the reason why I started wearing this jacket to work was because I wanted to change the way I saw myself. I didn't want to wake up in the morning and put on some ordinary clothes and keep on reminding my subconscious mind that I was no greater than the work I had or the job I had. I refused that programming. I refused that mentality. From now on, I dictate what I want to look like. I dictate who I am. And guess what? Every single time I went to the bathroom at work and I looked at my reflection in the mirror, I didn't see a preschool substitute teacher. I saw the world's greatest entertainer. I saw who I was and believed I am in that mirror staring right back at me. And you know what happened? Every single time I went to the bathroom or I went past the mirror, I was reminded that I was in the wrong environment. Because when you're dressed like this, working as a preschool substitute teacher, something doesn't add up. The brain feels a disconnection between imagination and reality. I saw someone who was capable of greatness. I saw someone who was stuck in a job and at a place that wasn't the right place for me. I couldn't grow. I couldn't flourish. I couldn't become the man that I always intended to be. So you know what? One day after lunch, I was sweeping the floor. You know, when you're working with kids are very messy. There's always food or something you got to clean up. And I remember one day I was just sweeping the floor and I just caught myself in a reflection in one of the mirrors in the classrooms. And I told myself, I was like, man, you can't be dressed like this, sweeping rice or cleaning the table or doing these normal basic things. You are much more greater than this. You should be on stage. At least, even if you're not on stage, you should be doing something that you really want to do. And since I'm an entertainer, at least I want to be dancing. I want to be entertaining people in some way, shape or form. I don't want to be stuck in a place sweeping or cleaning rice or, helping kids put on jackets. And I'm not saying I never liked working with kids. Of course, I loved working with kids, but that is not the gift I was brought here on this earth to deliver to the people. I'm an entertainer at core. I'm here to deliver joy and happiness through my performances. And you know what started happening, guys? The more I wore these kinds of jackets to work, people around me started noticing this was the new me. They started getting acquainted. They started getting familiar with Power as the entertainer and no longer Power as the preschool substitute teacher. Reality started bending towards my will. Do you understand what I mean? Because when I was going to work dressed as one of the other employees, they saw me as who they thought I was. They never saw me as who I believed I was. And when I kept on being consistent with my new self-image as the person I saw myself mentally, people started treating me differently. People started respecting me more. Every time I came to work, they expected me to look like this. And it's kind of funny, you know, because the way you present yourself to the world, that is the way people are going to treat you. And even the bosses, I never had a boss because I never agree I've had a boss in my life. But the different bosses at different preschools I used to go to, they showed me respect. Why? Because when I came to work looking like this, they could tell that I didn't belong there and I was destined for greatness. And actually, I am still destined for greatness as long as I live on this planet. Here's the truth, guys. It's not about the jacket. It's about something that reminds you of who you really are. That is the main thing. Something that reminds you of who you really are. It can be a song. It can be a book. It can be a podcast. It can be a movie. But mine came through this jacket. You know, you need something that snaps you out of that autopilot. You need something to snap you out of the way you continuously live your life. You need something to break that habit and break your ways of thinking, dressing, speaking. And that is what you have to find. This jacket was my trigger. It reminded me of who I really am. It reminded me that I needed freedom. I needed a life where I was happy doing what I want to do every single day. It reminded me that I was much more bigger than working in classrooms. It allowed me to know that I belonged out here, traveling the world, freeing myself, freeing my spirit, and freeing my soul, freeing my physical body from places where I didn't belong. So ask yourself, guys, what is your jacket? What is that one thing that makes you see yourself differently? Because once you see it, you can never unsee it. And that's when your real life begins, guys. Don't ignore the signs. Go out there and find your jacket. Don't be scared of what people think. Go out there, find your jacket, wear it proudly, and let the world know who you are. Thank you very much. I go by the name of Paolumo. Stay safe.